How are you all? I hope you all fine. So today we are going to see last topic from history chapter 2 from trade to territory. So this is the last video from this lesson. So with this video this lesson is finished. So listen very carefully my dear children. It's very interesting topic, so just listen, okay? So let's start. First, the Brahman Pandits have different interpretations of local laws based on different schools of the Dharma Shastra. So, Dharma Shastra, according to the different schools, they have different laws. Okay, so to bring uniformity, so to make everything common, in 1775, in which year? 1775, 11 Pandits. So 11 big, that means 11 well known about Hindu laws, 11 Pandits, they were asked to compile a digest of Hindu laws. They were asked to create together Hindu laws so that the European judges, okay, so the European judges, according to the law, they will give some, if any, they used to maintain the laws, right? So if there are many laws, many different laws of in Hindu, it is very difficult to judge. So the Hindu laws were compiled according to this 11 Pandits as common. So common. So this common law was started. Okay. So Hindu laws. If set of rules were formulated under Hindu laws. Similarly, by 1778, by which year, my dear children? 1778, a code of Muslim laws was also compiled. Okay. Then after that, 1778, what happened? Muslim laws were also formulated, so that it is very easy for European judges to maintain the law. Okay, dear children. So what happened? In 1775, Hindu laws were compiled. Okay. Then in 1778, what happened? Muslim laws were compiled. For what they compiled these laws? For the benefit of European judges. Okay, dear children. So that's all in this slide. So we'll go to the next slide. Next, under the Regulating Act of 1773, under the Regulating Act of 1773, a new Supreme Court was established. So, new Supreme Court means that is the highest power court. Okay, that was established. Under which act, dear children? Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, dear children. Next, well, a court of appeal. Okay, for appealing their problems and everything, there was a court, that is Sadar Nizamat Adalat. Sadar Nizamat Adalat. Okay, this was set up at Calcutta. Which place, my dear children? Calcutta. The collector was the principal figure in an Indian district. So India is divided into many districts, right? For each district, who is the main head? Collector. Who is the main head? Collector. His job, what is this collector's job? His job was to collect revenue and taxes. So first job is to collect revenue and tax. Then second, to maintain law and order in that district, to maintain everything, where everything is followed according to the law, with the help of judges, police officers and darogos. Okay, so with the help of judges, police officers, inspectors and everyone, with the help of them, this collector used to maintain law and order. Okay, my dear children. So first, what is the main thing? Regulating Act of 1773. According to this act, new Supreme Court was established. Then for Court of Appeal, that is Sadar Nizamat Adalat, that was set up at Calcutta. The next, collector is the head of Indian district. Okay, that he is the principal figure, main person in each Indian district. Then what is the job of this collector? First, to collect revenue and taxes. To collect revenue and taxes. Next, to maintain law and order. To maintain law and order. So to maintain law and order, he needs some help, right? So whose help he need? Judges, police officers and daragos. Okay, my dear children. Next, the company army. The company army. In India, colonial rule. So we have seen already what is about colonial rule, right? That means another country, that means British. For example, we are saying British, it is another country. It came to India and started ruling us. Okay, so that is not colonialism. Okay, one country comes to another country and takes the control of that country is called colonialism, right? So next, in India, colonial rule brought some new ideas of administration and reform. So this rule brought some new ideas of administration. Okay, the Mughal army composed of cavalry. So cavalry means horse, army of, that means horse, more soldiers were trained to sit on horseback and do the war. Okay, horse, mainly on horse. Next, the army of the Mughal was dominated by cavalry. So mainly cavalry means soldiers trained to sit on horseback and ready for the war. Okay, horse, mainly on horse. So that was dominated. That means that is main. In the 18th century, changes occurred when Mughal successor states like Awadh and Benares started recruiting peasants into their armies and training them as professional soldiers. So what happened in 18th century? In which century, my dear children? 18th century, changes occurred when Mughal successors, when Mughal kings, that in states like Awadh and Benares, they starting recruiting peasants. Peasants means like farmers in their armies and train them to be a professional soldier. Okay, they recruited, that means they took farmers into army and they trained them to be a soldier. Okay, dear children, you understood, my dear children? Okay, very good. So next, the East India Company adopted same method which came to be known as the Sepoy Army. Sepoy Army. Okay, Sepoy means same, soldier. Okay, Sepoy means soldier. Okay, dear children. So Sepoy Army. So that means in the early 19th century, the British began to develop a uniform military culture. That means same military culture, same army style. Soldiers were subjected to European style training. Which style training? European style training. Okay, all rules, regulations, everything followed according to the European style. So complete military is like European style military. Indian military is like European style military. Okay, dear children, you understood? The East India Company adopted same method, that is called as Sepoy Army. Which army, dear children? Sepoy Army. This word Sepoy means soldier. In the early 19th century, the British began to develop uniform military culture. That is same type of military culture. Okay, so that according to that, soldiers were subjected to European style training. Which style training, my dear children? European style training. So Indian army began to accept European style training. Not began to accept, it's like they were subjected to train according to European style. Okay, dear children. Next, conclusion. So we came to the last. The East India Company was transformed from a trading company to a territorial colonial power. That means the East India Company, the British people, they came to India for mainly for what, my dear children? For trading, for importing and exporting goods. For trading, they came to India, and finally they changed to territorial colonial power. That means from another country they came to India and they started their rule in India in the early 19th century. In which century, my dear children? In the early 19th century, new steam technology arrived. By 1877, the company came to exercise direct rule over about 63% of territory and 78% of population of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so 63% of the territory was under the control of British and 78% of the population also come under the direct control of the company, East India Company. Okay, dear children, so thank you, my dear children. With this we have finished this chapter 2 from history. Okay, so that's all. So children, thank you for listening carefully. So just go through all the topics in the book. Okay, dear children, so thank you. Have a nice day.